Yeah, let's do it. Pa, 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 pa. Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Anti-Shuffle podcast. After a hiatus that lasted one episode long, we're back with an episode.
Feels like a long time, to be honest.
I know. I was just saying. Off the air that missing one episode. I already feel rusty. I feel like it's I haven't done this in a while. It's kind of weird. I guess we got the groove of doing it every week. So now, like, even if you miss one episode, it's like going to the gym. Like if you miss a couple of days, you feel like you've lost all the gains you've made.
But this is going to be a good one. We're happy to be back.
Yeah, we're back, better than ever. A lot of things are happening. XP's on Melbeast XP is on the horizon. Soundstorm is on the horizon. A lot of albums came out. There's a lot of different news and stuff. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about that. All right, here we go. Okay, so remember the Spotify episode that we did when we talked about how Spotify? Well, I mainly was talking about how Spotify is evil in my opinion, or not evil, but it's just like not good. They don't do good practices. They don't do well by the artists, and yeah, they do some stuff to just make sure that they're maximizing profits, and they don't really care about the artists that much. And this is case in point here. So apparently, all these loopholes and strategies that they've been using to make sure that they maximize their profits have been paying off. The main point here is that apparently one of the loopholes that Spotify have found is that if they use a bundling strategy, they have to pay less royalties to the artists. So if you, so basically what they did was, so now, like Spotify is now streaming. Actually, في السعودية هنا, I don't think we do. Do we get audiobooks هنا في السعودية on Spotify?
I don't know. I'm not an audiobook person, so I haven't really
But you use Spotify.
Discovered it. I use Spotify for music and podcasts, but I'm not.
So you don't see there's no like audiobook category or anything like that, right?
Honestly,
because I know when I was
really
using it, I never saw like a category or even an option to listen to audiobooks. So that's
okay.
Not available, I think, in our region, but it's outside apparently in Europe and I think elsewhere. Apparently, they bundle like there are subscription bundles where like you can bundle audiobooks, podcasts, and music, right? And if when you do that, apparently there's a loophole where somehow like Spotify does not have to pay as much royalties to artists if you're selling these bundles. And what's even worse is that they kind of changed their subscription model. They have like when they did the subscription model, they bumped everyone up to the more expensive podcasts and audio and music subscription, but they've included as well. They have now like a basic subscription where it just includes music only. But they bumped everyone up to the more expensive one and like downgrading to the cheaper basic one that's only music is like a really annoying process that apparently nobody is going to bother doing. So that's one of the ways as well. They just increased the profits. They made it more expensive, bumped everyone up to the more expensive subscription and made it really difficult to downgrade. So just all in all, like just nasty practices here. In any case, I just wanted to highlight this. Just wanted to talk a little bit about this.
It's funny because like you hear differing opinions on Spotify. Like I've seen some musicians talk about how they're getting, peanuts for their work, basically. And and what's it called? Um, yeah, they're getting peanuts for their work. Yet somehow it's a platform where their music is available, and it's very accessible. That's, I guess, the what's it called? The the trade off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the case with all streaming platforms. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. Now you're gonna see more people complaining about these Spotify not paying enough royalties, because that was always the complaint against it.
Yeah, I mean that's the main complaint about them, and like their business practices and the way they're operating and doing things is not helping as well. But in any case, that's that. Let's move on now to very very interesting news. So I feel like we definitely talked about um, how Middle Beast and Soundstorm should get a big name ticket like Linkin Park at Soundstorm, like at some point in the past, or maybe I've talked to people. I've always said that, and people always say like, yeah, they should get someone like Korn, maybe System of a Down, maybe Blink 182, Green Day, any of these big ticket names, for at Soundstorm, just to get a more accessible kind of flavor of alternative or rock or whatever. And yeah, they finally did it. I mean, Linkin Park are coming to Soundstorm. They're going to be performing on the 12th of December, I think. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure when they're performing, but they're performing at Soundstorm, which is taking
Yeah,
place on the 12th of December and the 13th and the 14th, I think.
yeah. This is huge. This is like it's building off of last year's achievement with getting Metallica.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, Linkin Park, obviously, maybe just as big as Metallica, and if I don't know, maybe if maybe bigger even. But no, I mean, I'm impressed. Like, I think they just reunited with the new singer, and
Yeah.
they managed to get them here. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited. I'm personally excited. I think it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Linkin Park fan because but however, they have been a huge and a part of my metal and rock upbringing because that Hybrid Theory album came out like during that time where like the new metal era, like the was starting to get into metal and stuff like that, and that record is pretty good, and it's a record that I listen to a lot. Can't say that I've paid attention to them after that. I think I've gotten to the point where I moved on a little bit after that record came out. But still, a kind of monumental and very influential and important band in the alternative metal and metal scene and new metal and rock scene. So really happy to see that they're coming here. And also, I'm a big fan of the singer. I like controversy aside on whatever whatever she has going on there, but as a singer she's extremely talented. I find her very talented, and I like her other band Dead Sarah as well. So yeah, looking forward to this. This is pretty cool. This is really cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite bands, Sanigusagabog. Sanigusagabog. Say it with me now, Mansoor. Sanigusagabog.
Oh God.
I've seen people say it in different ways, but I just say it's Sanigusagabog.
Oh man, that requires some training for me to
Exactly.
pronounce.
Yeah,
Okay.
but apparently somehow their account just got suspended out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere. Apparently without any warning, without any kind of they didn't do anything weird, or they didn't do apparently anything that warrants this, and their account just got suspended out of nowhere.
So, Sana Gwisikabog is like a grindcore band or what?
Death metal. They're a death metal band.
Okay.
They're a death metal band. They have 120. They had that account 123,000 followings. I
Oof.
actually didn't follow up on this. I need to see like if the account is back live, but yeah, apparently just that account got suspended completely and completely disabled.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to kind of what do you say, like appeal that decision and try to get their account back. But I'm not sure what happened since then. That this happened on the 15th of November, so it'll be interesting to see.
Mm.
But that's kind of scary, seeing like some AI. I'm sure it's like some weird AI snafu computer like automatically like decided, hey, this account like posts weird stuff. Their artwork is pretty aggressive. It's kind of like Undeath, that record that we liked so much. But they have like some really aggressive artwork as well. Maybe that's one of the reasons it got banned. But like I don't know. I don't think that warrants it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I'm sure it's an algorithm thing. It detected something somewhere,
Yeah,
or somebody might have reported the account. You never know. I mean,
yeah,
it could have been like some angry user probably didn't get his vinyl bundle in time.
maybe.
After ordering it, decided, you know what, I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm gonna report these guys.
It could be the
uh,
name. Do you think it's the name? I think the algorithm
wh-
was like, what is this? What is this
what is
weird name?
this name that people can pronounce?
Did this name? Did this account just curse at me? What did you just call me? All right, you're banned. Something. Sanigusa, what? No, you're banned. But yeah. But Sanigusa is an incredible band. They're an incredible death metal band. They released a single like I think late last year or early this year. Yeah, looking forward to their new album. They're really a really cool band.
Poor guys.
Poor guys. Oh man, this is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, this has been making the rounds a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Sleep Token apparently, well, they were built as one of the headlining acts on Download Festival, which is like arguably the biggest metal festival in the world. And I think they're playing on the second night as the main headliner. And apparently, some people were really annoyed by that. They felt like they didn't deserve to get that spot. And the other acts, I think, one day is Green Day, the other I forgot, but
Corn.
it's like a Corn. Sorry,
Yeah.
Corn. Yeah, two legendary acts. Two legendary acts, and then you get Sleep Token, and so it went to the point where as you can see, the founder had to defend that decision because
Yeah.
Sleep Token now is one of the biggest bands. But uh, I think it's a bit ridiculous, to be honest, that people were so against it. I mean, we talked about this previously, where a lot of these festivals typically book like legacy acts as the main, as the headlining act. Maybe as a
And people
business
complain about
decision
that.
mostly, and
Yeah.
people complained about it. So you have like a fresh new act that's the main headliner. So why are people still complaining? You know what I mean?
I have no idea. You can never satisfy anyone. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't see what's the big deal. It's like where do you draw the line? Is it like, oh, how many records they've sold? Like people are citing the fact that, oh, Green Day has been, in the game for over 2 decades or whatever, and they have two diamond, I don't know, like records.
Mm.
Corn obviously, it goes without saying how legendary they are, but Sleep Token has a huge following, and they have nobody can deny the huge impact and the force that they have right now as a modern metal band. How much they are part of the, I don't know, let's say the zeitgeist. They're pretty, you know they have overwhelming amount of support and fans, and they sell out stadiums, and it just makes sense that they're a headliner. I don't get it. Like, did you have to be like in the game for more than, I don't know, like, is there a certain amount of years, and then you have to sell a certain amount of records? It's kind of ridiculous. Like, if a band is popular, it's well known, if they have a track record of selling out and selling a huge amount of tickets, then just shut up. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a business decision. If Sleep Token, obviously, they're playing like huge venues now, and what they have like what two albums or something. That's it.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they have like two albums, I think, and like maybe an EP. Like they have three albums. I think it's three, or it could be an
three.
EP and two albums, like one
Okay,
EP and three and two LPs, if I'm not mistaken.
that's an impressive achievement for them. I mean, most of the bands that take that spot tend to be like your Metallicas, your Iron Maidens, your Korns, all those kind of big
Yeah,
legacy acts. So I'm not a big fan of Sleep Token. I think they have some okay songs here and there, but
yeah,
I'm not disappointed by this. I think it's a breath. It's a breath of fresh air for a new band like that to be
yeah.
headlining. Download,
Hey man, it's a
especially
different
Download.
time. Yeah, this Download has
Yeah,
been like writing that legacy kind of acts, right? Like every year it's been like Black Sabbath and I don't know what, like
the same bands who have been headlining these festivals for
Lamb of
since like
God.
30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, it's
it's
good. It's a
a
different time, man. It's a different time. Like Sleep Token is one of those bands that got popular on the back of TikTok as well. Like one of their songs became kind of popular. It became
went
popular through
viral.
TikToks. Yeah, it went viral, but through TikTok. Their songs are good. They're catchy. So yeah, it just makes sense. It makes sense.
And they
Good
have
for
like
them.
a theatrical like stage presence, right?
That's what's interesting. So a lot of the people that I speak with that are into Sleep Token, they say they love the lore part. They love the part about how this the music, like they their names is one, two, and three, and I don't know what, and they're and they there's a lore there. They kind of they love this being or whatever it is, and I don't know. I really don't know the story. I'm like
Yeah.
you. I like a couple of songs of theirs. I think they're really good songs. Very good metal pop, but I'm not that deep into them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for news, buddy.
All right.
Um, let's let's get into some music. What have
Indeed.
you been listening to?
Okay, so this
What
week,
have you been listening to?
last time I had pretty much nothing, but this week, yeah, it's been kind of good. Uh,
Kind of good.
it's yeah, first song is from the band Spigs 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 Spigs.
Pix,
It's
pix,
called
pix, 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 pix,
Detroit.
pix, 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 pix.
Endless Pigs,
Yeah.
yeah. The song is called Detroit, and I really like this song. I think it's like
I like this
a
band.
very awesome song. It's a very sludgy kid, a very I don't know, lots of like overdrive, maybe you can say, with in the
Fuzz,
guitar tone,
drive. Yeah,
fuzz,
like a lot of
eh,
fuzz.
a lot of a fuzz.
Yeah.
It's a nice fuzz-driven song. It's like divided into two parts. The first and the second parts of the song are both awesome. I, don't- you know, I think maybe it's going to be part of a new album, but it's a pretty cool track. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I,
you
I'm a big.
listen to it.
I really like this band. My favorite record of theirs is there's a white record that they have. I think it's called something coward, and then there's another record called Visceral or Viscera or Visceral. That's another record that I really like of theirs. I enjoy those two records a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, one of those really sludgy, fuzzy kind of bands. Really cool. Yeah, I really dig them.
Yeah, do check out the song. The other song that I really like this week is from King Buffalo. It's called Balrog.
Is this a new
Maybe
song?
yeah. I mean, they
Okay.
released it last week. I think as a way to promote maybe their upcoming tour. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's everything you would expect from King Buffalo. I mean, musically, and yeah, it's just a pretty cool like psychedelic rock song. You know what I mean? They're pretty big on the delay. Uh,
Uh huh. Okay.
you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of thing. It's on the heavier side though.
Okay.
of King Buffalo's music.
I
So
haven't listened to it yet. I was gonna ask like which King Buffalo version are we getting here? Are we getting the Elders kind of psychedelic ambient kind of sound, or are we getting the a little bit of a heavier kind of King Buffalo, a little more
I'd
prog
say a
rock?
heavier and a tad dark
Okay,
version
interesting.
of King Buffalo. I like this track a lot.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I
Yeah.
haven't heard it yet.
And the last the last work that I listened to or during this week was Dale Crover's Glossolalia album. Dale Crover is the drummer for the Melvins.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, and he released his solo album. It's
Drums, playing drums.
yeah. I think
Ah,
maybe he plays like various instruments, but I'm sure he plays the
okay.
drums as well. And he
There's
has
this
some
trend of
guests
drummers
on the album.
releasing solo albums. Dave Lombardo, I think, released some something last year.
Yeah, but Dave Lombardo's is like from a
It's like,
different planet.
yeah, it's like here's a solo album of me playing drums.
Yeah, just banging on percussions and drums. It's that album was like for drum nerds, but this one is like this album from Dale Crover is like a casual rock album. Let me
Okay.
put it that way. Like Melvins tend to go really like lose their minds and really experiment really hard on their albums, but this one is just more of a straightforward rock album. Um, I felt like it was okay. It wasn't like mind blowing or anything. It has a guest appearance from Soundgarden's guitarist Kim Thile, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Um yeah, but I mean, other than that, it's an okay album. It's nothing special, to be honest.
Okay, that's cool. So I've been listening to a couple of things actually, and since we skipped an episode, there's a bunch of more stuff, but maybe we'll keep that for another episode. But so the things I've been catching up on is the new Full of Hell record. It's called
Mm.
Scraping the Divine. Interesting album. It's very ambient, industrial noise album. Can't say it's my favorite record. Unfortunately, I pre-ordered this record, and when it came out, I listened to it. I'm like, okay. I learned my lesson. I'm never gonna pre-order it. No, but like Full of Hell have been consistently good. I've been,
Mm.
like I love all the records. Like their last record they released is it came out this year. Yeah, Coagulated Bliss. That's an incredible record. It's gonna be like one of my definitely top 5, top 10 albums of the year. But and I've been consistently a big fan of their work. But this is a bit too. They're a very experimental band, and this is it goes that extra mile of being experimental, kind of ambient stuff. That's not the reason why I go to Full of Hell for. I go to them for the kind of power violence, kind of grindcore metal, death metal kind of combination of stuff that they do very well, along with the industrial stuff. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
I mean it
wasn't
has a
impressed
couple
by
of good
this.
tracks. Yeah, it has a couple of good tracks, but it's like this is not it. It's not for me, and I
Mm.
ended up pre-ordering the record. It's on the way now. At least the album artwork is cool. Okay, the album artwork looks cool.
I'm telling you, man, you should always listen to the album before you pre-order it. Or
That's the thing, man. But the single that they released was promising. Like I liked it. I thought it sounds really cool. It's actually
yeah,
really good.
fair
I
enough.
really like the single that they released, but the rest of the record is just like this ambient, really noise, stuff that's like. I like noise metal. I like noise, but it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Poppy released a new record called Negative Spaces. It's interesting. Poppy's like writing the kind of well, I mean, she's been doing it for a while now, doing the whole metal thing. Interesting record. For me, if you're someone who's really into Spirit Box and like modern metal, that kind of modern metal sound, you might enjoy this. There are a couple of good songs in there, but I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. There's even one she has a really Grammy nominated song now, that she's featured on with Knocked Loose, right? Suffocate, which is Grammy nominated. And I swear to God, there's one song on this record that basically sounds like she, she's like, yeah, I want to do the Knocked Loose sound as well. Interesting record. There are some catchy, songs in there that are pretty nice. I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to it again, but I honestly don't know. Like, I'm not motivated to go and listen to it again. Honestly,
Me neither, to be honest. It's too angsty in a teenage way for me. I'm
I
sorry.
think it's her vocals. I think that you get that sense because of her vocals. She's like a she's very shouty, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of angst, Koyo is a band that I really like. They describe the genre is described as melodic hardcore, which is like if us growing up, we used to call that emo, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
so
but
strange.
but I can tell why it's called hardcore, because it does have like a bit more of a technical ferocity of hardcore and punk, right? Rather than emo. Like emo, I don't know. Like I can't even think like you know emo. You might think of bands like My Chemical Romance or something like that, which are pretty punk, right? Like if you listen to their older records, it's pretty punk. But
Yeah.
but I don't know. Anyways, I really enjoyed the song. I really like Koyo's songs. Sometimes I want to take a break from listening to the aggressive, heavy stuff and just get some like melodic sounding hardcore in there, and it's really good. It sounds really really good. I really like it. It's part of an EP.
I mean, this
Um,
this sounded like it to me. It sounded more like pop punk. You know what I mean?
sure,
Than
sure,
emo.
it could be pop punk, but I feel like pop punk. Obviously Blink 182 is like the first thing that comes to mind, but this
Yeah.
definitely sounded more emo, punk to
Yeah.
me than that kind of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyable track. Lastly, here, Chelsea Wolf released another band or another artist that released like a kind of a stripped down version of their songs. Like last week, I think, or the week before that, we talked about Alexis on Fire, who released like
Yeah.
an EP that has like a bunch of stripped down versions of their songs. Chelsea Wolf is doing this again. A couple of songs from her last record that she released, which is pretty great. It's a good record. She did like kind of a unbound stripped version of those, and she threw in a Spirit Box cover in there, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. I like this
Um,
release.
yeah, it's Chelsea Wolf. I really like Chelsea Wolf. Like when she releases a record, or when I hear the records, like I really enjoy them. I just don't do a good job of following up and listening to them
Yeah.
consistently. It's I should go back and listen to that last record she released. It's actually came out in this year, I think. So I should listen to it because it might be an album of the year contender. I should give that a shot as well.
Awesome.
I think that's it of general stuff that we've been listening to. Do you want to talk about your highlight for this week, dude?
Sure. So my pick for this week, as my highlight, is the new album from Tides from Nebula. It's called Instant Rewards. So this is, uh, call it what you want. Some people call it prog rock, post metal. It's in
it's
that
apparently
kind of
called.
category.
It's apparently Apple Music is calling it art rock.
Art rock. I hate that label, by the way.
What? I've never heard of this label. What is art rock?
It's just pretentious. It's a pretentious label. I mean,
Jeez,
they
it's
give it
so
to
bad.
many bands like Radiohead and I don't know, like bands Tool
Oh,
and all those kind of bands, but it's just a dumb label.
oh my god.
But this
It just
album
makes me
is
hate
fantastic.
listening to that genre. But anyways, yeah.
This album is fantastic. It's so Tides from Nebula have been around for a while, maybe since 2007 or 9 or something, and they're a three-piece band from Poland. And
Oh,
this is like I would say it's a post metal album. It's an instrumental album, and it's fantastic. I thought it's really good from start to finish. It's very a mix of like heaviness with melodic parts as well. If you like post metal, you'll love this album. Like great riffs, uh, pretty catchy, and a bit atmospheric sounds here and there. Some experimentation. If you just want to kick back and listen to like instrumental, rock music that conveys its emotions through its instrumentation. Now I'm starting to sound a bit yeah,
Yeah, you sound like
that's
he's starting to
I
sound
sound
artsy
like
fartsy. It is bringing it. It's bringing out the art rock in
uh,
you. The art
oh
rock is
man.
bringing out the artsy, the pretentiousness in you.
It's a tights from Nebula effect. There you go,
Yeah,
guys. But it's
tight from
cool. Like
Nebula.
I would say it's like if you enjoy like a perfect circle, but without the
Oh, yeah,
vocals, let's say,
that's a good analogy there. Yeah.
maybe that's the closest thing I can describe it as. That's so. This is my album of the week.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like you're right, and it's very. I honestly like I put this record on and I just let it play in the background. It was really enjoyable. I think the opening track was pretty strong as well. I felt like it was pretty good, like intro into the album, and it immediately set the mood for me. I knew exactly what I was getting into. I didn't look into how many members of this band, but honestly, like they sound bigger than that, and which was very
Yeah,
impressive. I thought that was interesting, and that's there are only three members. Like in my head, like I imagined like bunch of more people. I don't know why,
yeah,
but yeah,
definitely.
definitely if you're into one of those ambient prog rock kind of sound and instrumental music, you can't really go wrong with this. It's pretty good. Um, and if you're into art rock as well, yeah, you might enjoy this if you want to get artsy and tell people that I listen to art rock. You know what I did this
Uh,
week? I listened to an art rock record by Tides of Nebula. Oh man.
uh,
Let me tell you what I've been listening. Or my highlight for this week, actually. We talked about the single that there was released off of the split. I also
mm.
have the split on the way, by the way. I ordered it. It's coming on the way. But
No
anyway,
regrets though.
no regrets. No, this one definitely. This one is no regrets. Um, so last episode, I think they released a single off of this. And the reason why I'm using this website right now is because Apple Music, for some reason, decided that the split is like two different EPs or albums or singles. So like I can't really show them together at the same time. But basically, this is a split of two bands. And again, if you don't know what a split is, it's basically sometimes bands will collaborate together and they will release a couple of songs on a single record and they will call it a split. So this is a Dead Body, Tribal Gaze split. The Dead Body side has more songs, but one of them is actually pretty short. It's just the first song is called Dead Body and it's abbreviated. And it's literally just the band shouting DAEADBODY and then the end song ends. It's just an 11-second song. It's just really fast, ferocious. Dead Body is it's interesting. They're categorized as a grindcore death metal, like a band that has like a combination of grindcore death metal and like hardcore influences, which is true. I would throw in there as well a lot of very that spastic kind of math metal sound as well. They have a lot of that in their music. Great side. I really enjoy it. But for me, honestly, the winner on the split, I mean, I have no regrets at all. Like it's not a bad side at all. The Dead Body side, really good. But for me, it's the Tribal Gaze part. It's incredible. Like those three songs, just amazing. I think my favorite one, I mean, they're all pretty good. I don't know. I don't have any. Kind of favorites there, but again, that kind of modern death metal kind of sound that this band is known for. Think Gate Creeper, think I don't know, think any of the modern metal bands that have come out, Undeath, all of these bands. Like it's really good. Incredible artwork as well. Really dig this artwork. It's kind of very industrial and Aztec, like I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, this is my recommendation for this week, guys. It's a really good split.
Yeah, this is definitely a good dose of aggressive stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, produced by Taylor Young as well, so it sounds great as well. So
Nice.
check it out, ladies and gents, when you have the time. It's not art rock, but it'll do.
Indeed.
All right, dude. I think that's it for us this week. Any final words before we wrap this mother up?
No, but next week I'm gonna talk about the new Opeth album. It just came out, but I didn't include it in this episode. So be sure to check it out next week.
Yeah. I don't know what record I'm going to talk about next week, but I'm going to talk about something for sure. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And wait, is next week? Oh no, it's still. I thought maybe XP would have happened by then. No, it's not. It's not. It's still early for that. But anyways,
It's the week after. Yeah.
it's the week after. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you all. See you later, and keep on anti-shuffle.